Hello and welcome to The Entrepreneurial Musician, a coaching service, podcast, and blog preparing today's musicians for tomorrow's realities. This is TEM220 titled People Want to Pay You, No Really. Thank you to Parker Mouthpieces for providing the hosting for TEM. Parker Mouthpieces offers fine customizable component mouthpieces for horn, trombone, euphonium, and tuba, including the Andrew Hitz Artist Model Tuba mouthpiece. You can find out more at parkermouthpieces.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Also, quick plug for TEM coaching. I had a couple of brand new clients reach out this week. I can't thank you enough. It's the favorite thing that I do right now is helping other people to get their art in front of the people that they are meant to serve, and then they get compensated for it when that happens, because income always follows impact, and anything that I can do to help that process is like the biggest rush that I currently feel. So seriously, thank you for reaching out to those of you who have. TEM220, people want to pay you. No, really. I was recently, as in like yesterday, inspired by a tweet from mezzo-soprano Megan Enan. She is at MEZZOIHNEN on Twitter. She's a really good follow. And her tweet was popular because it's awesome. It says, quote, "Turns out as much as my brain desperately wants me to think otherwise, people love to pay me." Turns out as much as my brain desperately wants me to think otherwise, people love to pay me. This is something that I've struggled with at times in my career, and is a hurdle that I've had to help countless TEM clients get past in order to get their best work out there and to get compensated for it. But people want to pay you for your art. They really do. But to be really clear, when I say people, and I'm going to boldly speak for Megan here as well, even though I did not run this past her, when she says people also, we don't mean all people. 99.9% of the world have no interest in paying Megan to sing anything. And she's wonderful, but that's just because they've never paid anybody to sing anything, right? So not everybody wants to pay you or anybody for anything. Same goes for my coaching or for tuba lessons or for a brass quintet show. But there is a larger group than you might think that want to compensate you for what you do. As a side note, the way someone like Megan builds that group of people, which just like me, I wasn't there, but I guarantee you, again, I'm just telling you all about Megan without actually asking Megan, but I hope she listens to this, and I bet she is going to be nodding along yes here. She started with the exact same number of people within her people as I did, which was 0. She started with none, and she has just continually shown up over and over and over again over a prolonged period of time, and now she has people. She has almost 10,000 Twitter followers. She started with 0 Twitter followers. Everyone started with 0 Twitter followers. The trick is realizing that we need to give people a way to give us money in exchange for doing what we do. It is frequently a lot easier to get your people to give you, say, $10 for a thing that you put out once a month than it is to get $120 for something that you only put out once a year. Now, of course, a combination of smaller things that you put out once a month or whatever, and then the occasional big thing that you charge more money for is way better. But I'm just simplifying this to make a point that we can't only put out like one big-ish thing every couple. If you can't put out an album every 3 years and then wonder why you're not supporting yourself, and that's a complicated statement that I just made. And albums cost money, and a lot of people don't pay for music anymore. I'm oversimplifying. The point is that we need to give the people that support us, we need to give them ways to support us. But sometimes I can say things to myself like, why would anyone want to pay me for fill in the blank? And I bet a lot of you can relate to that. But here's the thing. If there are people whose lives will be made better by your singing, by your arrangements, by your tuba playing, you are actually being selfish by not sharing those talents with them. I beg you to not withhold your art from me because you are apprehensive about charging money for it when that art is going to make my life better. That hang up, that apprehension, by the way, can be about how much to charge, or it can even be about charging in the first place. But artists need to get paid to be able to live. And more people understand that than I think sometimes I and all of us realize. The fact is that 99% of us who don't get paid for art, or if we didn't get paid for our art, we would have to make significantly less art that we could share with the world or make no art at all. And holy moly, I'll say, to keep the explicit tag off of this episode since I haven't cursed yet, the world needs art really badly right now. The world needs a lot, but some low hanging fruit is that the world needs art. And so the fact that you're not compensated for it, there's a lot of reasons why we don't get compensated, right? This is not as simple as I'm making it. And yet, getting over this hurdle is as simple as Megan made it in her tweet. And the reason I really loved her tweet a lot, why it resonated with me, is because she said that her brain desperately wants her to think otherwise. And it's like, the way that I'm reading that is that that's something that is not a decision that she made one time. It doesn't sound like 3 years ago she decided and then she's just been okay with that. It's something that she has to remind herself of, and I know absolutely that that is something that I have to remind myself of. So not only do we have to get over the very common hang up that both Megan and I have experienced about selling ourselves on the idea that no one wants to pay for our art, we have to realize that we are also being selfish if we don't put it out there. Charge money for your art. Your people want to pay you for real. Thank you to everyone for listening, subscribing, leaving a rating and a review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get TEM, and simply for your attention, which I try to thank the audience for every single time. It's the most valuable commodity that any of us have to give, and the fact that you're listening to my voice, and some of you are suffering through my face as well. I got a haircut, by the way. How exciting! The TEM is produced by Will Houchin and is a part of the Pedal Note Media Podcast Network. The theme music for TEM is played by Ben Barron, who is the amazing clarinetist that you hear, Rich Kelly, who is the trumpet player, Daniel Lapel, who is the guitar player, and myself on tuba. For show notes, the TEM blog, and to learn more about TEM coaching, you can visit our website, tem.fm. You can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And please subscribe to the brand new YouTube channel. It's still, there's a kind of a slow growth there, but if you are on the YouTube, then please go ahead and click subscribe. And that's going to do it for another episode of The Entrepreneurial Musician.